to move on now to the first speakers then. Without any further ado, we have RBrown, CAntoski, and Scardamaglia. Please come forward. And you're welcome to use these desks right here, or
Another chair.
do we need another chair in there, or you can. Okay. Yeah, it's a little easier for us. Yeah, yeah. We'll need another chair. Okay. Now, just as you're getting settled there, to my right is Vice Chair Barlow, and he is going to be doing the timekeeping for me tonight. We have some signs. If you have a 5-minute presentation or speaking on the speakers list for 5 minutes, he will first, after 4 minutes, he'll raise his 1-minute sign. You want to show your 1-minute sign there, Trustee Barlow? And then he has his wrap-up sign too. And then if you're doing a 10-minute presentation or speaking, he will give you a 2-minute warning before he gives you a 30-second wrap-up. So I think that's everything. So feel free to introduce yourselves, and whenever you're ready to go, please feel free to start.
Hello, my name is RBrown, and I am representing Highland with Chris Antoski and Alex
Scardamaglia.
Board members, teachers, concerned citizens, and distinguished guests. We stand before you today not as principals or administrative workers, teachers, or anyone else who has some stake in their financial security dependent on Highland Secondary School's ability to stay open. We stand before you as students. We stand before you as a voice for every single Dundas athlete, arts, and tech student. We understand that the staff recommendation is to renovate Highland. We support the recommendation to bring every Dundas student to our school because of the accommodating facilities that Highland already has to offer. Our school provides some of the greatest opportunities available to art students in the board. Highland boasts 3 main music rooms, 1 newly renovated, smashing the boundaries associated with space often felt at other schools. To complement these learning spaces, Highland provides students with the option of using 3 smaller practice rooms where students can rehearse independently and uninterrupted. I can say from experience that the ability to use so much space greatly impacts students and their ability to rehearse, perform, and grow as musicians. The 2 main music rooms are equipped with risers and a stage which turn ordinary concerts, recitals, and performances into professional looking and sounding events. In addition to our music spaces, our visual art rooms are uniquely large, bright spaces which encourage creativity and learning. We would hate to lose our photography lab and our phenomenal art spaces. With the renovations, we hope that the board will renovate our drama room to meet these exceptional standards. Personally, I've been involved with the music and drama programs, and I'm glad that the staff recognizes that Dundas students deserve the best facilities for the arts, particularly the recognition of exclusive programs to Highland, such as our SHISM programs.
Good evening. I'm Alexandra Scardamaglia, President of Highland Girls Athletic Association. Athletics at Highland is something that gives everyone an opportunity to get involved because of the wide variety of sports and clubs offered. Highland is a unique school because our school is located on 18 acres backing onto extensive trails and conservation area. Our cross-country team in the grade 11 and 12 fitness and gym classes use these neighboring trails daily. On our large property, we have room to add a second gym, which is much needed due to our extensive athletics program. A second gym would be very advantageous to the Dundas community for tournaments and sharing with all elementary schools in Dundas. Currently, Sir William Osler and St. Bernadette walk to our field for track and field events. Highland has created an amazing partnership with our feeder school, Sir William Osler. We love the fact that we are right beside our elementary feeder school because Highland students are able to jump across the street to attend a co-op or mentor young students. After experiencing the ease of connecting Highland to Osler students, it would be a shame to lose this convenient partnership. We are very thankful that the staff has recommended that all Dundas students come to Highland so that future students will be able to access the quality outdoor physical education and the natural link to our elementary neighbors. Finally, on behalf of all the athletes at Highland, the best scenario would be 2 new gyms and state-of-the-art fitness facility. At the least, we are thankful that the staff has recommended a renovation, and the best we would hope for is a brand new building.
Hello, I'm Christian Antoski. I'm a grade 12 student at Highland Secondary School, and I am here because I want to let you know that the tech department at Highland is superb, and I recommend that the art committee should make sure that Dundas students have a facility that allows them to access the technical education that I have experienced. The Highland Tech Department has recently won the $50,000 Future Shop grant, bringing us new and updated equipment such as Mac computers and a new 3D plotter. Highland has 6 large shops to serve the needs of hundreds of Highland students, many of whom are enrolled in the Specialist High Skills major. Thank you to the staff for recommending that Dundas students all come to Highland so this incredible tech program is not lost to our Dundas community. I hope your recommendation passes and that the tech department can also benefit from some upgrades, as my friends and I all know how valuable that would be. Rob, Alex, and I recommend that the committee chooses the Highland site. Dundas would be better off with the construction of a new school on our 18 acres. If that is not possible, we highly recommend serious upgrades to our school to accommodate all Dundas students with the best facilities possible. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, after each speaker or presentation, trustees have 5 minutes where they can ask questions for clarifications, if they have any. And I just remind trustees, we have a large agenda tonight to keep it to just the questions and nothing else tonight. Any questions for these speakers tonight? Trustee Brennan.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. I like the way that the 3 of you came forward from different aspects of the programming at a school. It was very effective for me. But I'm only allowed to ask questions, so I will get to a question. And that is related to the science area. The staff's report has recommended 6 science labs. I believe that is sort of an upgrade and maybe a couple of extra ones. Do you have any understanding of the science labs now and what in fact would need to be upgraded, both inside the labs and in terms of the number of labs?
Currently, I believe we have 4 science labs. Right? I think that's right, yeah. In terms of upgrades, I think new lab benches would be a help. Are you guys involved in any science?
No.
No? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it may
That's
not be a
good.
fair question to ask, but I appreciate the effort.
Okay.
We have athletics.
I'm still involved.
Yes, which is great. So, any other questions? No, seeing none. I'd like to thank all 3 of you for coming tonight and speaking to us. We really appreciate the effort, and we'll let you have time to go home now and do your schoolwork, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. I need a motion to receive. Thank you, Trustee Hicks, seconded by Trustee Orban. All those in favor? That's unanimous. Very good. Now we'll move on to presentation. So that was number 16 from your speakers list. We'll move on to item number 3, a Sloat Ancaster Minor Sports Association. And nice to have our former regional chair here.
I'm not talking about soccer. He is.
Okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready, feel free to.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim Bethune. I'm actually the president of Ancaster Minor Sports, and it's my pleasure to introduce Ann Sloat, the first mayor of the town of Ancaster. She was also the MLA for Wentworth North. certainly a school board trustee for Wentworth County Board, served as the board chair actually, a member of our Hamilton Regional Council, and she served as the finance chair for an unprecedented 12 years. I certainly think Ann is a library of knowledge regarding the development and growth of Ancaster, and that's what I'm hoping she can speak to tonight.
Thank you. Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, thank you for allowing me to express my concerns regarding soccer and, of course, the future of Ancaster High School. In Ancaster, I have a little history. For the past 50 years or more, we've maintained a very consistent philosophy, a cooperative partnership, if you will, between the municipality and the school board. In the 50s, there was no high school in Ancaster, and all the Ancaster kids had to truck down at their own expense to Westdale. But finally, the county council, the Wentworth County Council, appointed a group of Ancaster worthies to form a high school board. Their first act was to purchase 45 acres of land on the Jerseyville Road. And as they were very progressive people, and some of them were farmers, of course, they had a great deal of love for the land. So they were very determined to provide for the future of the school and the municipality. They wanted their campus to be large enough for future expansion for the school and to provide land for sports fields and land that also could be used by the community. And throughout the years that followed, this philosophy has grown and flourished. And I want to give you a couple of examples. When the Ancaster Public School, a senior public school, was built, the trustees purchased 12.6 acres of land with an eye to the future, and today it is a great community asset for all sorts of sports things. The theater auditorium at the high school has also benefited from significant funding from the public in Ancaster. He's highly supported and is well used by the school, the municipality, and the arts community. The Ancaster Aquatic Center attached to the school was built by a cooperative agreement between the town and the board. The citizens raised funds for the pool, dollar for dollar with Ontario grants, and we got a few minor provincial grants, but not too many. It was mostly raised by public funds. It is certainly well used by the public and the general public, not only from Ancaster, but from the larger city as well. One thing that I'm really very, very proud of, and I guess maybe I don't have a lot of things to be proud of, but I'm very proud of that the day that pool was open, it was paid for. And you can't very well say that about too many of the buildings around in any municipal or school board environment. I really give you these examples to show that there has been in Ancaster, as I mentioned before, a consistent philosophy of cooperation in order to maximize facility use between the board and the municipality. I realize that the board has real problems to solve, and we sure don't make it easy for you, do we? I also know that I don't have all the facts about this particular question because sometimes press reports are not complete. And you don't seem to get a lot of publicity unless you do something wrong. But it is a fact, and a very great fact, that the appetite for development in Ancaster is insatiable. Surely this amount of development in Ancaster and in the adjacent catchment area would produce enough students to retain our high school and retain the land and to preserve the marvelous cooperation we've had between the school and the town, between sort of town and gown for many, many years. I know I've done my part. I had 6 of my own kids and 4 of my grandchildren go through, and I'm bringing you messages from them and everybody they know. They really want their high school to be preserved, and there is particular concern about the land. So I would really urge you not to sell the land. They're not making it anymore. And particularly in Ancaster, the land is very expensive and it's getting scarcer. So it is good to have that amount of land adjacent to any school that you build. So thank you very much for your consideration. I didn't use all my time happily.
Thank you so much. Now I'll see if we have questions for clarification. Trustee Orban?
I was interested in your resume with regard to an Ancaster group of people getting together to buy those 40 acres of land. Was that deeded at that time to the Wentworth County Board of Education, or how?
No, it was deeded at that time to the Ancaster High School Board. They were a separate entity. At that time, when the high school board was appointed, the public school board, or the township school area board as it's known, they were elected. We didn't really like each other all that much. There's a little bit of competition between the two of them.
Just so that I understand clearly, so you were an entity of your own?
The
With
high
your
school
own
board
governance, et cetera?
was an entity just as you are. They were the high school board for the town of the township of Ancaster, as you are the school board for the city of Hamilton.
So when did that land was deeded over to the Wentworth County Board, for example?
Well,
because the reason I ask that, because you own it. And I'm trying to rationalize that if you have ownership in that, or you deed it over to the Wentworth County Board, which then amalgamated with Hamilton.
Well, under the terms of the act that produced the Wentworth County Board of Education.
It produced.
Yes, it produced it. There was an act to to amalgamate everybody into one. So all the land and all the facilities went into the new entity called the Wentworth County Board of Education. Just as when the regional municipality of Hamilton Wentworth came along, everybody came in and we were part of the city.
Yes, you should be very proud that you did that, and I can see why, through the chair, you would have certain concerns about the land. I certainly appreciate what you're doing, and keep up the good work.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm not working anymore.
Thank you. I'm looking for a motion.
No, Mr. Chair, I just want some clarification on, if I could.
Okay. Another question.
So,
another question. We're not going to let you escape that quickly.
So just in terms of the spelling of the Ms. Sloat on our agenda, we've got the wrong spelling of her name.
Are you looking at the laydown?
No, I'm looking at.
The yellow page
Okay,
has the correction.
fine. And also, Ms. Sloat is with someone, and do we have that person's name?
My name is Jim Bethune. I'm the president at Ancaster Minor.
Yeah, he's the next presenter.
Oh, okay, so he's come forward for
He's
the-
not going anywhere.
He's not.
Two hats. I'm wearing two hats.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Ms. Sloat. I'm looking for a motion. Thank you, Trustee White and Trustee Johnstone. Thank you. All those in favor, please raise your hand.